Olive is an ostrich. She lives with her family in the outback. But Olive is very different. Olive's dad loves to run. Olive isn't a fast runner. Olive's mum enjoys laying huge eggs. Olive doesn't like the look of that at all. Olive's little brother pecks at the ground to find tasty roots to eat. Pecking at the ground makes Olive sneeze. But Olive has an incredible imagination. So while the rest of her family are running, pecking and laying eggs, Olive can be found imagining herself going on amazing adventures when she buries her head down, down into the sand. Until she popped up somewhere new. Olive was standing by a stage in a television studio with a cheering audience. She was wearing a pink skirt and top. On stage, 2 flamingos were dancing and singing.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the super girls and we like to wear pink. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Olive could see 3 judges. One of them was a big bull wearing a dark suit. His name was Mooman Cowbell.
Super Feathers, that was a terrible performance. Absolutely awful.
The crowd began to boo. Super Feathers did not look happy.
You sounded okay, but the other one, my pet cat has a better singing voice.
Oh, he's not a very nice bull.
If you've got any chance of winning the wow factor, you Super Feathers need to shape up before your final performance.
Maybe I can help.
Thought Olive, and followed the girls as they went backstage.
Yoo-hoo! Can I come in? My name's Olive.
Yeah, all right there. My name's Stacey and this is Tracy. How's it going, Olive?
Oh, Tracy, what's wrong with your voice?
Got this cold, haven't I? I can hardly speak, let alone sing. That's why we gave such a terrible performance. Yeah, it's the finals soon. We're never going to win with Tracy sounding so rough.
Olive looked down and saw that she was wearing the same pink costume as Tracy and Stacey.
My pink costume? Your pink costumes? I think I may have an idea. I could join Super Feathers and sing instead of you, Tracy. I'd fit right in. I'm a very good singer.
Great idea, but you'll need to learn our dance routine and song super fast.
Stacey and Tracy got to work teaching Olive the song and the dance routine. It was hard work, and Olive had to learn it really quickly. Very soon there was a knock on the dressing room door.
Super Feathers, you're on stage in 2 minutes, darlings.
OK, you ready, Olive?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Olive and Super Feathers began their performance.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the Super Feather Girls and we like to wear pink.
At first it was going really well. Olive sang with Stacey and Tracy mimed along to the words. But as Olive danced, she got so carried away singing the song that she went in the wrong direction and she danced right off the front of the stage. Olive went flying and landed sitting in Mooman Cowbell's lap. He looked completely shocked. But Olive carried on and managed to finish the song.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the Super Feather Girls and we like to wear pink.
That was an utterly, completely, totally amazing performance. No one's had the courage to jump in my lap before. Super Feathers, you are this year's Wow Factor winners.
Yeah. Thanks, Olive. You really saved the day.
Yay, we're all going to be super famous.
Oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for fame, but I think you girls are going to be Super Feathers superstars.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I helped the Super Feathers win Wow Factor.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a huge circus ring. She was wearing big shoes, a silly wig, and a large red nose, just like the one worn by a clown in a poster she could see nearby.
Oh, I'm at the circus.
Suddenly, someone shouted.
Oh, look out!
A cheeky little monkey wearing a red hat swung past, snatching her red clown's nose from her beak.
Hey, come back!
You'll never catch him. He stole my red nose too.
Said a very sad-looking seal, dressed in a clown costume.
I've been trying to get my red nose back all day, but he's just too quick.
Oh, I'm Olive, and you were on that poster.
I am the great Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town. Or at least I was. I don't feel very funny now, not without my red nose.
Olive was sad to see Grimaldi so downhearted.
I'll get your red nose back for you. Then you can be the funniest clown in town again.
It's not possible. That cheeky monkey is always out of reach.
Olive looked up at the monkey sitting on a trapeze, high up in the roof of the circus tent. He was wearing a red nose. Then she saw the circus cannon nearby.
A cheeky monkey too high to reach. A circus cannon? I think I may have an idea.
You can get my red nose back?
Grimaldi asked.
Yes, wish me luck.
Suddenly, the cannon went boom, shooting Olive up into the air like a rocket.
Brigade! Red nose, here I come.
Olive was ready to snatch the red nose back, but as she flew over, the monkey ducked, sending Olive shooting over his head and bouncing off the sides of the circus tent. Luckily for Olive, Grimaldi swung into view on another trapeze and caught hold of her just in time, much to the now watching audience's delight.
Oh, thanks, Grimaldi.
Olive looked down and saw the red-nosed monkey balanced on a high wire below them.
Okay, one red nose coming up.
Olive let go and dropped down onto the high wire, catapulting the surprised monkey back up towards Grimaldi, who caught him by his feet.
Gotcha!
Cried Grimaldi. Suddenly, the monkey threw the red nose up towards Grimaldi.
Hey, catch!
Called the monkey. Grimaldi caught the red nose, but he had to let go of the monkey's feet, and the monkey dropped down onto the high wire, sending Olive catapulting.
I have it!
Olive looked down.
But who has us?
They tumbled towards the circus ring below. Luckily, they landed in a safety net.
Who are they laughing at?
They're laughing at you, Grimaldi. You don't need a red nose to be funny. You're Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town.
You're right.
Just then, Olive heard something falling from above. She looked up and plonk! The monkey had dropped her red nose, and it landed right back on Olive's beak.
Bravo, Olive. You make a great clown.
Well, I do like a bit of clowning around.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Pig? Actually, I've been clowning around in the circus.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a huge amusement park. People were having a great time everywhere.
Pig, lots of fun things to do here.
Whoosh! Suddenly something zoomed over Olive's head. She looked up to see people riding on a roller coaster. Olive thought it looked very scary.
Oh, wow. Wish I could have a go on that.
Olive looked down and saw a little hamster.
Hello, I'm Olive.
I'm Harry. I really want to ride the Mega Scream roller coaster.
The Mega Scream. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Problem is, I'm not allowed to go on it on my own. Would you like to ride the Mega Scream with me?
Olive took another look at the Mega Scream. As she did, the roller coaster cars did a loop-the-loop. Olive gulped. The Mega Scream looked really scary to her.
It does look like lots of fun, but it's very hot today. We could get sunburned so high up. Maybe we should save it for later when it's cooler.
Oh, okay then.
Olive could see how disappointed the little hamster was, and she wanted to cheer him up. Olive looked around at all the other rides.
An amusement park with lots of fun things to do. I think I may have an idea. Come on, Harry. We're going to have the most fun day ever.
Olive decided that she and Harry would try everything in the amusement park, apart from the mega scream, of course. They threw coconuts at the coconut shy. They had a go on the carousel.
Whoa, this is fun.
Said Olive as they went round and round. They slid down the helter-skelter.
Whee!
They even had a go on the dodgem cars. Soon, they had tried pretty much everything in the amusement park, apart from the Mega Scream roller coaster.
Can we go on the Mega Scream now?
I'm really hungry. Why don't we get some yummy ice creams?
Oh, ice cream, my favourite.
It was Olive's favourite too. They went and bought 2 huge cones. But Olive's ice cream was so big, she couldn't see where she was walking.
Olive, shall we try this one last ride over here?
Why not?
Said Olive, not seeing what the ride was. She and Harry took their seats, and suddenly a metal bar came down over them.
What ride is this?
It's the Mega Scream. Here we go.
Before Olive could say anything, the roller coaster accelerated away. Olive and Harry went zooming and loop-the-loopings all over the park.
Isn't it amazing, Olive?
I thought I'd be scared, but now I'm on it. This is the best ride ever.
Finally, the ride came to the end. Olive and Harry looked down. Their ice creams had disappeared.
Oh.
They looked behind them to see 2 foxes covered in ice cream.
Oh, sorry. Our ice creams must have flown off the cones somewhere on the ride.
We rather enjoyed our surprise snack.
Said one of the foxes. Olive and Harry got off the Mega Scream.
Thanks for giving me such an amazing afternoon.
And thank you for helping me get over my fear of roller coasters.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay. Actually, I rode the Mega Scream roller coaster.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a room with shelves and worktops piled high with mounds of dust. She was wearing an apron decorated with pictures of violins, cellos and bassoons.
Okay. This place could do with a spot of dusting.
Just then, 2 smiling woodworms popped their head out of a dust pile.
Oh, hello.
Said Olive. The woodworms vanished before popping up from another dust pile.
My, you're both quick on your feet. I mean, tummies.
Before either worm had a chance to reply, whoosh! A large net fell over them, sending clouds of dust up into the air. The dust made Olive cough.
Did I get them? Yeah. No. Missed them again.
As the dust cleared, she found herself face to face with a tall wolf wearing an apron just like hers.
Hello. I am Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, instrument maker to the king. This is my workshop.
I'm Olive. Nice to meet you, Wolfgang. But, I don't see any instruments.
This was a cello. This was a violin. And this was a bassoon to be played at the king's birthday concert tonight.
Oh, I don't think you'll get much sound out of those instruments.
This I know. It's those woodworm. As soon as I make any instrument from wood, they eat it. See? If I don't make the bassoon for the king's birthday concert tonight, he will be very upset. You must help me, Olive.
Olive thought hard.
Well, if the woodworm only like to eat wood, maybe you could make a bassoon out of something else.
But what?
Olive looked around at things in the workshop.
A vacuum cleaner, a bicycle pump. I think I may have an idea.
With Wolfgang's help, Olive used the vacuum cleaner's bendy pipe to form the body of the bassoon. Then they used the top of the bicycle pump as its mouthpiece.
Finished!
Now to see how it sounds, yeah?
Wolfgang placed his lips to the bicycle pump mouthpiece and blow.
Is that how a bassoon is supposed to sound, Wolfgang?
Wolfgang stopped playing and shook his head.
No, that sounded terrible.
Just then, Olive remembered how the woodworm had reacted to the sound.
Those greedy woodworm didn't like the noise the bassoon made either. Wolfgang, you start to make your new wooden bassoon for the king's birthday concert. I think I know how I can keep those woodworm away.
Olive blew into the bassoon as she marched up and down. The woodworm couldn't stand the noise, and soon they wiggled away. And at last, Wolfgang finished making what would be his finest wooden bassoon.
Ah, perfect. Thank you, Olive. Without your help, the concert would have been a disaster. Would you like to come as my guest?
I think I've heard enough bassoons for one day, thank you.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I helped make a bassoon for a king.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was in a big field. She was wearing a warm scarf and a woolly hat. She was surrounded by huge balloons with baskets underneath them. There were people inside the baskets, and everyone seemed very excited. Olive noticed a sad-looking penguin, so she went over to investigate.
Hello, my name's Olive.
She said,
Is something wrong?
Yes.
wailed the penguin.
I'm Pilot Pete. I was supposed to take part in the Great Hot Air Balloon Race today, but my teammate hasn't arrived and you can't fly a hot air balloon on your own.
Well, maybe I can help fly your hot air balloon.
Oh, thank you. That would be wonderful.
And he helped Olive climb into the basket.
Come on, hop in. Watch your feathers.
The race started. Pete fired the gas cylinders and the balloon took off, rising high into the sky. They were travelling very fast, and Olive and Pete were soon overtaking all the other balloons. They were up so high, Olive could see for miles, and the town below her was very clear.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, we're winning.
She spotted lots of houses that looked really tiny from so high up, as well as a school with children waving from the playground.
Hello.
Suddenly, disaster struck,
Oh, no.
said Pete.
We're running out of gas. We haven't got enough fuel to finish the race. We'll never win now.
Olive peered over the edge of the basket. They were getting lower in the sky, and the other balloons were passing them.
What are we going to do?
Then Olive spied a factory with pictures of springs painted on the side.
A hot air balloon? Some springs? I think I may have an idea.
Said Olive, pointing at the factory.
Can we land over there?
Pete landed the balloon in front of the spring factory, and a man wearing a suit came out to meet them.
Hello,
Said the man.
I'm factory manager. Can I help you?
Do you have any spare springs that we could have?
Asked Olive.
Yes, you see these old springs? You can help yourself.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Olive collected 4 big springs and attached them to the bottom of the basket. Then she climbed back into the basket and jumped up and down to make the balloon spring into the air.
Oh, what are you doing?
Olive and Pete bounced high into the sky and flew over the countryside, each bounce taking them higher and higher. And soon they were overtaking all the other competitors.
Bravo, Olive.
Shouted Pete as they finished the race in first place.
We've won.
Olive and Pete were awarded the Golden Wings trophy for being the fastest hot air balloonists ever,
Oh, thank you.
cried Olive.
I might not be able to fly myself, but now at least I've got golden wings.
Everyone laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I've been bouncing in a hot air balloon.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.